guilty. The unanimous decision by the jury here at the Sycamore Gap trial at Newcastle Crown Court, which has been going on over the last couple of weeks, has come to its final unanimous decision, and that the pair of them, Daniel Graham, aged 39, from Millbeck Stables near Carlisle, and Adam Crothers, aged 32, from the Wigton area, have both been found guilty here at Crown Court for 2 counts of criminal damage. One, of course, to the felon of Sycamore Gap tree, which has been estimated using the CAVAT system to be valued at £622,000, but also damage to the top of Hadrian's Wall where it fell, causing some fractures to the rocks. Criminal damage to the value of £1,144. What an extraordinary and fascinating case this has been to follow. I don't think you're going to see anything like it anytime soon. I wouldn't be surprised if this has turned into some sort of Netflix series in the next 3 or 4 years. It's absolutely unbelievable, and personally I am chuffed to bits that the jury have come to the decision that they have of now convicting Daniel Graham and Adam Crothers of this senseless act of mindless violence against a national and regional cultural monument. It's an attack on British history, it's an attack on British heritage, and you know, I mean, the fact that they've been found guilty here at Crown Court, all the aggravating factors involved, these two will undoubtedly receive a custodial sentence, and I would put my house on it that it's going to be quite a significant custodial sentence. And the judge, Mrs. Justice Lambert, has said that the sentencing date has been set for the 15th of July this year, and it's going to take that long because there are mental health issues relating to Daniel Graham, and she needs pre-sentencing reports, and that report on Daniel Graham is going to take about 6 weeks. But oh, wow, what a case, what a result. First of all, the police investigation into this has been absolutely phenomenal. I mean, you've got the crime itself, which has happened in the middle of nowhere next to Hadrian's Wall, so there was no CCTV anywhere, you know, near that tree spot. There was no eyewitnesses to anybody who saw the tree being cut down other than being filmed on Daniel Graham's phone, but also no forensic evidence linking either of the pair to the crime. So the quality and depth of this investigation by the police, which has taken a staggering amount of time, in my opinion, has been incredible. You can probably think of this investigation a bit like a 1,000-piece jigsaw. They've got the vast majority of the police, as you can see, exactly what's going on. The picture that you've put together in the puzzle tells a story that Daniel Graham and Adam Crothers were responsible for going out on the evening of the 27th of September 2023 and then cut that tree down midnight on the 28th. The only thing you don't have in that jigsaw puzzle is the pieces for their faces. But what the police did, they put together a chronological timeline of events plus other significant circumstantial evidence which painted an absolute clear picture. I mean, when I was in court last Monday, and Tuesday, when the prosecuting barrister outlined for about 3 hours the prosecution case to the jury, it left me in absolutely no doubt at that point, before the trial had even gone through its process and matured, that these two lads are going to have to come up with something significant to counter the overwhelming amount of evidence that the prosecution case had against them. And what we saw over the past few days is that they didn't. They come up with this cock and bull story that wasn't me, don't know anything about it, and Daniel Graham says, in fact, it was him, it was Adam Crothers. He told us he did it, and now I'm part of a stitch-up, and I shouldn't be here. Comical. Absolutely comical. Yeah, brilliant. So anyway, to summarise the evidence that the police gathered, so the police, through cell site analysis, through ANPR, through botanist forensics, through image enhancement, managed to show unequivocally, that wasn't in dispute, that Daniel Graham's Range Rover was taken from his address and drove to the location, and his phone was tracked through cell site analysis, pinging off various masts en route that placed the vehicle and phone on a route to Sycamore Gap. Daniel Graham's phone was either switched off or put into airplane mode 11 miles from Sycamore Gap at around about sometime after 11 p.m. and at 1:28 p.m. the phone was reactivated. Now within minutes of that phone being reactivated, Daniel Graham's phone sent the picture of the Sycamore Gap tree being felled to Adam Carruthers' phone. And within the same minutes of his phone being switched on, Adam Carruthers sent a Facebook Messenger message to his partner in response to her sending a picture of their baby being bottle fed. He said in the messenger, "I've got a better video than that," or words to that effect. And in the aftermath of the event, there are dozens of messages between the two, voicemails between the two, which basically implicated themselves. If there was no other evidence, you wouldn't be able to prove their guilt, in my opinion, based on the messages they exchanged between each other. But you would certainly raise an eyebrow and say, it was them. But putting together with all the other evidence, it was just another big nail in the coffin. They basically coughed the job to each other in messages. Of course, the wedge that was taken from Sycamore Gap tree and a chainsaw was photographed in the back of Daniel Graham's Range Rover, and through metadata can pinpoint the location of that photograph, or two photographs that were taken, as being at Daniel Graham's home location. He claimed knew nothing about it. People have got access to my Range Rover. People have got access to my mobile phone. And on that particular night, I was asleep in bed. My dog didn't bark. I didn't hear anything. But he expected the court, the jury, to believe that somebody, sometime after 10:30, jumped in his Range Rover with his phone, went to Sycamore Gap, chopped it down, took a video sent to Adam Carruthers. Staggering. So I cannot tell you how pleased I am for this verdict to come out, because this sends a message out to those individuals, and there's plenty who have been commenting on my videos, who neither understand nor appreciate British history, neither understand or appreciate British heritage, what cultural monuments are. I mean, Sycamore Gap tree, it inspires poets and photographers and artists. People went there to propose, to spread the ashes of their loved ones, and not in a biblical sense, but it was a sort of place of spirituality as well. It meant so much to so many people, not just in our region. And of course, because it was made famous in the Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves movie with Kevin Costner in the 1980s, it became famous globally. People would come to that area to see that natural dip in Hadrian's Wall with the tree. It drove tourism. It attracted people from all over the world to come to our area, put our area on the map. And if you're not proud of that and think that this is a whole bunch of nonsense, I don't know what else to say, because clearly you're not proud of British heritage, in my opinion. Chuffed to bits. Yeah, and hats off to the police. And we're just going to have to see, excuse me, what happens on the 15th of July when these two return for sentencing. But they will be going to jail, just like the Just Stop Oil protesters on the M25 who got 5 years, just like the two Just Stop Oil protesters who threw soup over the Van Gogh painting and damaged the frame. They went to jail for 2 years. It gives you an idea of how seriously our justice system takes an attacks on our heritage, especially as poignant as it is yesterday, the 80th anniversary of the ending of war in Europe. The countless men and women who lost their lives, who fought for our freedoms, who fought for British heritage, you know. And you got numpties in our society who come along, who think they can just do anything they want. Sycamore Gap is just a tree. Well, if it's just a tree, then Stonehenge is just a bunch of boulders standing up in the ground. And I just want to say I apologise, because I did promise to come occasionally to court to provide updates, but I hope you understand how fragile and dangerous that is. I can only report on what is said inside the courtroom, like the mainstream media have been doing. I can't be in a position where I'm being drawn into speculation, in opinion, in expressing my feelings about what's going on, because that could be interpreted as being a contempt of court. And in a high-profile case like this, you know, you can be for the high jump. So that's why I haven't been doing daily updates on the court trial. I have been keeping tabs with what's been going on when I haven't been there through the mainstream media. I can say that all of them, the ones I've read, the ones that you all recognise and know, are spot on, absolutely spot on in their reporting of what's been going on. Nothing's been left out. And then they have the advantage of, in real time, in live time, in court, tapping on their laptops and computers, giving live updates. I don't have that luxury sat in the public gallery. I have to rely on remembering everything perfectly and then standing here like I am now to describe what's being said in court. And I just cannot do that. I can talk like this now because the jury have come to their verdict. The pair of them, Daniel Graham and Adam Carruthers, are guilty.